Right, is it working again this time? Let's see. Right, that's still the old one. Oh, all right. Okay, is this working again now? All right, so I'm not sure what it was. Although I did realise, well, I forgot that I could actually turn the cameras off and on again in OBS rather than me going around and unplugging bits and pieces. Yeah. Again, technology. But to be fair, say I've not streamed for a while, so that's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. Um, but yeah, if it happens again, then I will just deactivate or turn off the camera through OBS because that seemed to start it again. Um, yeah, so fingers crossed it'll last a bit longer this time. Let's pop out chat again. Pop out chat. Just as we were getting more and more people watching, it goes and dies. But there we go. I'm back. You're back. It lives. It does. It does live. Again, though, it is though. It's technology. When it doesn't work, it's like oh. And obviously, the go-to is turn it off and back on again. Do that a few times, and if it doesn't work, then well, you end up throwing things at the window, I guess. But yeah, so we're back. I don't know why it froze. I have no idea. Um, yeah, I'll get back to doing a bit of painting on this. There's a bit more red I was going to do. Yeah, cool. Right, let's just reset this. Right, I think we're almost back to where we were before. There we go. Right, so yeah, I don't know where I was. If I was answering any questions or waffling on about anything, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I'll just carry on painting this. Obviously, say any questions, by all means, ask away or chat amongst yourselves. Let's do a little bit more copper on a few bits. So there's not really a whole lot of colour left to do, I don't think. Obviously, got to do the flooring. So yeah, so with the flooring, yes, sorry, Alexander, well, that's Andy, yeah, because I was just about to answer that question. Yes, I think I may have been waffling and talking, and cause I think at one stage even the voice cut out. So the base is, oh, yeah, so you can get obviously the cork. I mean, this stuff's great because obviously you buy a sheet of it. I think it comes in like A4 sheets. I think is what I've got. But then yeah, you just sort of like break it off, which is really cool because this is what I've used obviously for some bases, so you can put your miniatures on it to obviously give them a bit more height. So the bottom of this is obviously the cork. So yeah, so that's literally what this is the cork bits. And then obviously all these little bits are, funny enough, they're cork as well, but they already come in small little bits. But again, you can buy the cork in a variety of sizes. I think this is a small one, and I do have one that's basically this, but thicker bits. So yeah, good old cork, nice and light. And again, you can just rip it with your hands. But obviously it has a nice texture on it to make some nice terrain, basically. Horus Heresy. Now, again, this is where, again, this doesn't help that I've got such a terrible memory. Um, I'm no good with sort of names and places and bits and bobs. I just know what I like the look of. So the chances are with the Horus Heresy, because I don't really know what it is or much about it, but there's probably miniatures within it that I do like. Um, just looking, because I have got some bigger boxes, and I'm sure, I'm not sure. I don't know if they are Horus Heresy or not, but yeah, I like the miniatures, but yeah. Yeah, so using the cork, nice and simple, nice and light, easy to obviously manipulate and use. I mean, so obviously I'm going to paint this to make it look like it's tarmac, and then I'll probably do like a couple of like white sort of lines on it to make it look like obviously it's the white lines on the road, or maybe even a couple of like double yellow lines or something going down it. Not sure yet, but either way, that will be painted to look like tarmac, and then have some lines on it. So that should be pretty cool. I'm going to paint his jeans. Oh no, again, this is where I get so sidetracked. Again, if I was just sitting here painting the miniature, I'm normally a bit more in control of what I'm doing and remember what I'm doing. But during the live streams, I do waffle and then I do forget. The waffle is the best part. Um, Mad Max Roadway, yes, that's exactly. I mean, that's again, that's why I love orcs, and I did kind of like primarily paint orcs to look like they were sort of like Mad Max style sort of things. Apart from obviously the orcs that I was going to paint for myself to use as an army, because then ones obviously, if you have seen the videos, I made them into like Roman orcs. Um, but then yeah, the more I was painting the orcs, the more I started realizing there's a reason I've not played Warhammer 40k, and that's because again my brain, my memory, I don't think I could cope with having an army of 30, 40 miniatures, and obviously some vehicles, and knowing what they all do. But I guess more importantly is you also kind of need to have a rough idea of your opponent's army, and what they can do. And yeah, as much as I would love to play a game of Warhammer 40k, I think there's just too many miniatures for me to really sort of remember what they do. Um, that's why, yeah, I play Kill Team. But even with Kill Team, I typically go for teams that are six-man teams. Oh, let's just paint this, and I can paint them bits in the middle afterwards. So yeah, I would love to have an orc army. I just don't think I would ever really play the game as much as I'd want to. Which again is why everything I painting is going on eBay. So even the orcs that I painted recently, the orc knob and the boys, the ones that I've done in the Roman sort of style, they're going to be up on eBay soon. I did just put this on eBay earlier on today. So this is when obviously with the Armageddon box you get 20 boys and the two knob bosses, which is pretty cool. So obviously you painted up the first 10 in the Roman style because that's obviously going to be my army. And then if you saw this video or didn't see this video, this is when I kind of realized the chances are I'm never going to play the game. So rather than just paint these miniatures up, I've obviously shoved them all into like a box kind of frame. This is what, when I first started this channel, this is the kind of thing I wanted to make. Like, this is what I wanted to do. The first couple of videos are this sort of thing. But then I got into making terrain for Warhammer. Then obviously the sprue videos. Then 3D printing came in. And then that's kind of why I do a little bit of all sorts. But yeah, this is what I love doing. But yeah, so if you want this, it's over on eBay. And if you buy it, basically you'll be feeding me and my kids. Not to lay it on thick. Nah, you ain't. Nah. I will use the money to buy cookies though, that's for sure. And I'll be using it to buy or get more bits and bobs. But yeah, right, back to this. Yeah, one page rules. People keep telling me about that, and I keep meaning to look into it. Um, but yeah, I've not yet. But again, that's why I say Kill Team for me, nice and simple. But the thing is, that even with Kill Team, me and my mate play, and we play the rule of cool. So a lot of the miniatures, because when we do play it, obviously I'll have orcs. So I'll have a team of 6 orcs, but the rules for them, they're other sort of units, but I use the miniatures of orcs. But say because we use the rule of cool, it doesn't matter about the old what you see, what you get. Um, I mean, they try and have the right kind of gun-ish, but they are going to be orcs and not space marines or whatever it is. John, you love the diorama made. Yeah, cheers, buddy. Say it's fun, and that's the kind of thing I love making them. Because if I was to keep it, it could just go on a wall, which is kind of cool. But NBG, you've never played the game either, but you're working on a whole terrain table. See, I love making dioramas and board games. A jungle setting with an Aztec temple. Oh, cool. I've made something similar. This would have been about 3 years ago. I made a board up for D&D, and it was exactly that. It was a jungle setting, Aztec temple. I think there's a few 3D printed bits in it, but not much. A lot of it was kind of like scratch built. Um, so yeah, but yeah, I do like making boards up. And yeah, if you haven't been in the last couple of live streams, I'm making up a kill team board, but it's a big one. So the plan is you can have 4 teams play kill team at once. And I just think that'd be nuts, just having 4 lots of people playing, maybe grouping up to kill someone else. But if not, yeah, 4 lots of teams just messing about. Um, Gorka Morka was awesome. Yeah. Imagine Gorka Morka with rules like Necromunda. Okay, upgrade your trucks like Mad Max. Ah, okay. Viking Dan, your orcs, the Ghostbusters themed. Cool. Again, so if you haven't seen Mr. Modulark, he's done Ghostbusters themed orcs as well as their the vehicle, which is pretty cool. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, that video MBG is quite an old one. Must be at least 2 years old. Um, but yeah, again, yeah, 'cause I like the old Aztec aesthetics. Yeah, they look pretty cool. What am I doing? A bit more copper, I think I was doing. Paint the rest of that top bit. So that other bit can be silver, that can be copper. I think I was going to do this little exhausty thing, copper. Yeah, the eBay link should be down below. But let's click on my eBay and I'll chuck the link in. Um, Why can't I find my page? Well, I can find my page as in the details of me selling stuff. But I can't seem to find the main page you'd go to. Oh, yeah, I think this is it. There you go. Give that a click. That should take you to my my eBay page where I've got quite a few bits and pieces. There's definitely a lot of orks. Ork related stuff. Yeah, quite a lot of ork stuff. And some other little dioramas. Yeah, because I made some Hero Quest sort of, like that, the framed sort of dioramas. Um, there's a few bits over there. Hmm. Radio. I think his jeans was what I was gonna possibly do, and so we're gonna do a blue for them. I always forget. But I think is it this one. There's one blue, and it really does look like sort of denim jeans. Um, this is where I need to watch my own videos to see which blues I use. Ah, that one looks like could be. Yeah, lizard folk cyan. Again, it's one of these my sort of preferred. I think with blues, I've probably got a top 5 or 7 blues. A lot of them are good, and they're all kind of sort of similar-ish. But yeah, I'm sure this one is the one that I use for. They're sort of jeans, really. Oh, did he have a knee pad red? Let's quickly do his knee pad. Otherwise, again, it's something I'll forget. Otherwise, is he in focus? I can't quite see. Mm. Right, so yeah, we're doing the blue, and that's going to be the jeans. And I think the next colour I probably might use is brown for his belt and the seat. I think I'm going to do that a brown. Yeah, so some of the things that I do sell on eBay, they go straight away. It's like when I painted this, the wazdakka one. When I painted it and looked like that or similar to that, I didn't do the flames because I knew I wasn't going to do a good job of that. But the actual vehicle itself, I think I did the video, posted it on eBay, and I think it went in 10 minutes. So some things go straight away. And then other things, yeah, they probably sit there for weeks and weeks, months and months. Um, so yeah, I may well like lower the prices, but at the moment I put the prices on things. I think I have set it up though, so if you wanted to make me an offer on a lot of the items, you can. Um, but yeah, 'cause that's obviously the other sort of hard decision is how much do I charge like for my time for painting things. Um, so I've done a couple of commission sort of pieces, but again, even then it was difficult to sort of work out what rate I should charge because obviously I don't want to charge too much, but I also need to make it so it's worth my while doing it. Right, I'm just about to get in there to do a bit. There we go. Cool. Um, Nussfigure, that's always difficult. Yeah, yeah. Because I've never really done sort of like commission work or anything before, or really sold miniatures on eBay. Mainly because at the time, say, I didn't like the idea of having to deal with all the shipping costs, or any VAT or any tax or any of that kind of stuff. But say now eBay do it really simple with international shipping, um, where literally, yeah, they deal with everything. So people pay whatever it is they pay. I don't have to deal with any of the costs of selling items to abroad. Um, Literally, eBay deal with it all, and then I just print out the label, which is really good. John, yeah, cheers, buddy. Thanks for being there. Yeah, have a good rest of your day, evening, morning, or whatever it is where you are. Sometimes people come in the room and they take the mick out of me because I'm talking to myself. I get the best answers when I talk to myself because I always agree with myself. Um, what was I going to do? Brown, I think, was what I was going to do, wasn't it? Yeah. Let's do some brown. Which brown? Because there's quite a few to choose from. I think I'll go for that one. So for brown, I'm going to go for dark wood, and say this is going to be his seat, his belt, and any straps that I see on him. Um, yeah, maybe even his glove might be brown. Not sure. Oh, I think I'll do his thing brown, blue, and then just match his pants. Right. So we'll do the seats brown as well. I don't know, I might even do his boots brown. cool. Yeah, Asterix. Yeah, I love Asterix. Had Asterix the books, comics since being a kid. So some of the Asterix books I've got are 50 years old. Yeah, absolutely love Asterix. And then when I saw the cards come out, I kind of went a bit mad. Bought loads of boxes just so I could get the a full set of them. Um, but like anything with those kind of trading cards, you need to buy quite a lot of boxes to get the full sets, which is why I've got a lot of spares. Um, so yeah, if you're into Asterix, there's loads of cards there. Um, yeah, love Asterix. Never really got into Tintin though, because obviously he was kind of like the same sort of era, right? Same sort of time. But yeah, never really got into Tintin. Right. So, right, question for you guys. I don't know how many of you are there. There's only 10. Um, what colour shall I do these? Obviously, one's going to be blue at least. So what's the normal colour? Is it red, blue, green? Um, not all too sure really. Yeah, great comic. Yeah, because I recently brought loads. I bought their big box set of about 40. Well, I think there's 41 books, isn't there? And there's a new Asterix book and film out the end of this year, which looking forward to. So that'd be good. Tintin was never big in Eastern Europe. Oh, okay. Captain Haddock was the best. Um, what did I use for the bronze? I used um, golden armor. Golden armor is the bronze that I've used. Yeah, 'cause it says golden armor, but it's not. It's not like gold. But then again, I think the other one I've got. What's the other one I've got? Is hoplite gold. That's probably a bit more goldy. But yeah, this one's definitely a nicer, a bronze looking color, which I do like. Do like using bronze. So I do like steampunk as well. Um, so yeah, so having like an orc steampunk army would be pretty cool. Um, oh yeah, so these helmets, guys. I mean, is it literally just blue, green, and red? Is that like the main color of the helmets? Again, with Space Marines, because I have painted a Space Marine, maybe the one or two, and I'm sure I did them blue. Red, green, and black. Oh, okay. Um, I've never seen any black ones. Yeah, 'cause I need to get some ideas because obviously I've got the Armageddon box, and also there's a load of Space Marines in there, and I have not even attempted. I say I think they're behind me. Yeah, I've got all the sprues here, so I've not even attempted to paint any of them yet. Uh, again, I don't want to paint. I don't like painting something just for the sake of painting it. Everything I paint, I really enjoy, and that's the issue I think I got with Space Marines. Is it's not that I'm not going to enjoy painting them. It's giving more like they're all the same color. Again, that's why when I am looking forward to painting these guys because these are just going to have like loads of color, loads of putrid, greeny, oozy yellow bits on them. So yeah, they're going to look great. Plus, I'm going to make them almost look like rust buckets as well. So their armor is going to be very rusty, very sort of browns and oranges and that sort of color. Um, so yeah, so I'm looking forward to painting them. I'll enjoy them, but the Space Marines themselves, yeah. Well, something I wanted to do for a while and not done it is paint a Space Marine like Buzz Lightyear. I know obviously a lot of people have done that, and I mean, it looks good. So yeah, I might do a Buzz Lightyear Space Marine. But for the rest, because I'd almost, there's a fair chance with the Space Marines, I'm going to do something similar to this. I mean, I might even print out the same box, same, because this is 3D printed. So it's literally a box and then obviously the framework glued together, blah, blah, blah. I might do another one of these, but have all the Space Marines point like looking this way. So almost kind of like bookends. So if you had them together, because obviously these guys are all looking that way, or mostly. So that's the way they're going to sort of bundle. So if I did another one with Space Marines, it could have them looking towards these guys as though they're bundling that way. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm going to do. There we go, sorted. So Space Marines, the first lot I do is going to be very similar to this. It'll have like one boss at the top and then all these little minions down below. Yeah, because I think I'd quite enjoy painting that. There we go, decision made. First Space Marines I paint are going to be in the box. No one puts baby in the box, but you put the Space Marines in there. Most iconic Marines are the Red Blood Angels, Ultramarines, dark green. See, dark green I like the idea of. I don't know why I like the idea of dark green, but green seems like a good idea. So now the Space Wolves, I quite like the look of them because they wear the big old like cloaks, don't they? Oh, I think of someone different. But I've seen some Space Marines. I think they're Space Marines, and they wear. It's like they've killed a grizzly bear, and they're wearing him on the back. Um, but yeah, dark green, dark angels. That could be the colour I go for. Um, yeah, I need to have a look. I'll have a little look, see what's Space Marines I like the look of. And I'm not sure if they. What's the ones from the pack? I mean, are these just your normal? Where's the normal ones? At the bottom. Yeah, so they're normal Space Marines. Can these be any of the ones you've just said, or because of how these look, are they just the blue ones? Um, Although yeah, I don't think I want to paint them green because then I'm going to have too much green in the two sort of things. But yeah, I think I'm going to assemble these, do one of their bosses, and stick them in a frame. Sorted. How are we doing on time? 10 o'clock. That's not too bad. Um, yeah, I'm going to do a few more bits. There's silver. Uh, See if I might leave them as they are and then just do the wash over the top. Uh, yeah, a few more bits silver. Paint the wire, obviously. Oh yeah, paint these. That's what I was doing. Again, sidetracked. I was going to paint these. So what we're doing, we're going to do red, green, and blue. Red, green, and blue. Sorted. Um, well, I guess the absolution green because that's the kind of green, I think, isn't it? Aren't they a darkish green? They are now. And I think that was the green. Yeah. So we're going to go middle for diddle. He can be green. And we'll do that one green. I, I'm probably doing it wrong because maybe they're helmets, certain helmets for certain. Um, no, they're not factions, are they? But whatever they are. Again, this is where memory, like a sieve, I can be told something, and within 5 minutes, I could have forgotten. Um, oh, you can paint the Marines any faction you like. Okay, from the Armageddon box. Okay, cool. Um, I might go red then. I think it's just because I think blue is just like they're always blue, aren't they? But yeah, red, maybe red. I'm gonna have a look. I'm gonna have a look at some Space Marines, see what colours people have painted them, and yeah, kind of go from there really. But yeah, I like the idea of the Marines in a box. Right, so there's the green. Red. Well, I might as well use the red that I've been using because it's blood red for blood angels. Um, what should we do? We'll do that one. And then we might as well do this one. Cool. And then the other one, what was the other one? Oh, black, wasn't it? Red, green, black. Or blue. Got to do them blue, I guess, haven't I, really? And, ooh, what blue? There's probably a certain blue, isn't there? But, just that one. Magic blue. It's as good as any colour, isn't it, really? Is that half time? Full. They lost once. Shouldn't laugh, really. Oh, well. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm. I know, I've got the blue rather than wasting the paint because that's the one. I don't know about you guys, but I always had the problem of putting too much paint in sometimes. Um, I'm obviously little dropper bottles. I'm only putting like 3 drops, but obviously there's tons in there. 1 drop would have done. That's the only thing I don't like about dropper bottles. Because in the past I used to use the Citadel contrast paints. I even 3D printed a little holder, so I never once knocked over a paint bottle. Um, but I prefer the Citadel contrast paints because obviously you dip your brush in the paint, so you don't waste any. That's the one thing I hate about these is I always put too much in. I mean, sometimes I don't because if I'm painting lots, then lots of paint. But obviously with the blue, I put 3 drops in for the helmet, and 1 drop would have been more than enough. Um, so yeah, that is the only issue I don't like with these. Is so I always thought about buying loads of the like Citadel pots and almost the reverse of what most people do, decanter these into the Citadel pots just because I prefer to dip my brush in the pot and not put paint into a palette or, well, a poppet, just so you don't waste any. But, Comrade Ben, you have to paint some blue Terminators. Um, so now the Terminators, they're like the big, chunkier Space Marines, aren't they? I think. Is it? Or are they the ones that fly? Again, I've got no idea. Absolutely not got a Scooby. I was painting the wire, wasn't I? That was it. Paint the wire, a few more bits to do silver. Um, and then, to be honest, I'm kind of almost done. We'll do obviously the wash over a lot of stuff. Oh, am I done? I've got the floor to do yet. What a donut. So yeah, with the floor, I mean, even though I quite like it as it is. Well, I could leave it as it is actually, couldn't I? Just paint these bits. Hmm. It's tarmac-ish looking. Because what I was going to do was literally just go over the whole lot with a grey, um, with a cultist cloak, um, or good old Gravelord grey. See where these are quite lightish. So they'd go over this, and you'd still be able to see. Well, probably wouldn't be a whole lot of difference. I wouldn't have thought. We'll see when we come to that. Um, yeah, a few more bits to be done silver, and then I think I'm ready to do a wash. Uh, yeah, so I'm probably going to stream till about 11 because I like the idea now of pretty much getting this done. Because once it's done, then obviously I've done all the footage. I can edit the footage over the next week or two. But more importantly than that, I can stick him on eBay tomorrow, put him in a box, and then he's ready to hopefully be sold. So I don't think he's going to go as quick as the other one, because the other one obviously I painted and made it look like the box. Obviously not as good as that, clearly, but not too bad. But yeah, because this one he looks different. I don't know if that's more of a selling point or less of a selling point because I made it look different. I don't know. As I say, I paint for me really. Um, I paint for me. I have fun, and obviously, if things sell, they sell. If they don't sell, then they don't sell. But I had fun doing the painting bit. Um, just going to quickly touch up this little bit of green that seems to have been rubbed off. Let's get a new wet wipe to clean my brush. I need to read Space Marine from Ian Watson. I need some lore. But again, the thing is, I could read the book, and literally as I'm reading it, I'm forgetting what I've read on the previous pages. Unless it's something I'm obviously really interested in. Yeah, things. If I need to remember it, half the time I can. If I don't need to remember it, then I'm definitely not going to remember it. Uh, yeah. So I've always had a absolute terrible memory. And again, I've forgotten what I'm painting now. Oh, silver. That was it. Yeah. Um, Nusfigure, don't do it. Save myself. Thing is, I'm not really a big reader either. Obviously, cartoons, comic books, yeah, maybe. Uh, Although saying it, yeah, as a kid, obviously it was Asterix, and then the other one, kind of completely different. 2000 AD. That was my jam when I was a kid. Absolutely loved 2000 AD. Um, Yeah, 'cause I think Mr. Modulock has got a few orcs that look like the old the GI guy, Rogue Trooper. Yeah, so with 2000 AD, obviously Judge Dredd was my favourite. Then Rogue Trooper. Then was it something slain like a barbarian? Oh, and the ABC Warriors. Absolutely love them. The book is quite disturbing. Oh wow. Yeah, maybe I won't read it then because I like fun and friendly things. That being said, I love zombies, so not everything has to be fun and friendly. Um, that's what got you hooked on Warhammer. Cool. Yeah, 2000 AD. Again, I started reading that. It's got to be mid 70s, I think. Um, Probably, yeah, no, maybe more late 70s. Yeah, but yeah, I used to love 2000 AD because the comic book quite often, I don't know if it's like once a month or whatever it was, but you'd get something with the magazine. And yeah, there was quite a few things I got. It's like, oh yeah, these are pretty cool. Good night, baby. Um, yeah, Rogue Trooper, Judge Dredd, say ABC Warriors, love those. Um, and then yeah, something slain. Sure, it's something slain, but I can't think what it was. Basically, a big barbarian. Trying to find any extra little silver bits to paint, and then say, basically, the wash will go over a lot of stuff where it's metallic bits and bobs. And then, so that is pretty much going to be him done. And then we'll do the floor. So I'm not too sure whether to paint the floor or leave that as it is. Obviously, these bits in here I will paint. That's pretty much everything painted. Oh, yeah, a bit more on his armor, isn't there? His mega claw. Rightio. I think that's him pretty much done. Oh, the first issue was in 77. Oh, there we go. Oh, you're that old as well. Cool. Yeah, I know when I was younger, I kept all the magazines and obviously would have had a huge stack of them. But then as I got older, um, well, in my early 20s, I went off traveling. And I know when I went off traveling, I think a lot of my stuff kind of got binned along the way. But those are the books, some artwork, t-shirts. Oh, cool. Yeah, so enjoyed the film, not the Sylvester Stallone one. Um, because obviously the first thing in the Sylvester Stallone film, you get to see what Judge looks like. You never get to see what Judge Dredd looks like. That's the whole mystery about Judge Dredd. You only ever see his jaw. But that's why I loved the other one. Is it Kirk Cobain? Cobain Kirk? Not really like a Sylv, but the other Judge Dredd one. Now that was perfect because that was like true to the books. But yeah, the Sylvester Stallone one. No offense to you Americans, but please, Judge Dredd, you don't see his face. Absolutely nuts. Um, but yeah, anyway. Um, oh wow. Mulder Gamecron. Cheers for that, buddy. I was the first person that inspired you to paint a few years ago. It was Slapchop, Ork Commanders. Yeah, I've been painting ever since and hope to come open this weekend. Cheers to me for inspiring us. Yeah, I really appreciate up to the donation, buddy. Thanks for that. But yeah, I love the fact. So this is the other thing I love about this channel is the fact that someone like me, who average painter at the very best, I'm an average painter, and even then, I don't like saying I'm an average painter. But the fact that other people have got inspired by what I've done is just awesome, and that's what I love. That's what I love about this hobby as well. This hobby is a real nice, fun hobby. People are really nice, and obviously we can all learn and share from each other, and that's what I really love. There's no like trying to hide what you do so other people don't copy you. Um, the thing is, you want people to copy you. You want people to sort of try what you're doing, and you want to do what other people are doing, and that's what I love about the hobby. So yeah, Mulder Game Cron, very much appreciated for the donation because I am looking to get some money to buy another screen. Um, Basically, I want to do live streams more, and it's easier for me if I can have everything set up because I spent £100 on this frame. And it literally is two bars that go up and one bar that goes across my table. £100, but it's a big sturdy one that you can put lights, cameras, bits and bobs on. So yeah, I kind of spent my money on that. So yeah, so the money you've donated will go towards me getting another screen that I can literally have right in front of me, just to make it easier. So I haven't got to keep looking over there, especially when I look over there, because obviously I wear glasses because I'm long sighted. The other screen is just at that point where even with glasses, it's a bit hazy. But if I take the glasses off, It's still hazy because it's in that, whatever the opposite is to a sweet spot, it's in that spot that I can't see without my glasses and I can't quite see with my glasses. So I have to literally move in with my glasses or move way out without my glasses. Um, so yeah, much appreciated. And as I say, I love the fact that other people leave comments like yours that say my channel got them into painting, which is just awesome. Carl Urban, that's the fella. And I every now and then I keep seeing stories that they're going to make a Judge Dredd 2, or not Judge Dredd 2, but another Judge Dredd film with Carl Urban. And I hope they do, because that was just, it was gritty. It was more like Judge Dredd. And yes, he doesn't take his helmet off. Sylvester Stallone taking the helmet off. Well, I don't think he even wore it when I first see him in it. Unsweet spot. Yeah. The annoying spot that I just can't see. Uh, so yeah, so just imagine I'd be a much better painter if I didn't wear glasses. Again, that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. And there's going to be a Dread TV show. Oh, I don't remember hearing about that, but they binned it. No. I mean, yeah, the Stallone one's good because obviously it's got a lot of money behind it and it's sci-fi and futuristic. So yeah, it's, I'm not knocking it as a film because it was a good film. It's just, you Judge Dredd never takes his helmet off. It's simple as. Yeah, unsweet spot. Um, so there's a thing again, because obviously I'm setting up my, basically I use OBS to do the live streaming with. Obviously, Mulder Games GameCron obviously donated a nice large amount, which is definitely go a long way to get in my screen. Because I think the screen I've looked at is about 60 quid, so that's almost it. Um, but at the bottom right, bottom left hand, obviously on the screen, there's a little donation bar, but that's not changed. I'm not sure why. Yeah, so I need to do something because that should, that bar should have gone up by lots. So basically, yeah, bottom left hand corner, you can see it says streaming equipment, 60 quid, because that's, say, the cost of the screen. But yeah, it hasn't changed. I don't know why. It's a bit of a shame. Let's have a little look. Why is it not changed? No, I can't find anything to click to change why that's not changed. Which is a bit of a shame because that would be nice to see that go right up. um, cool. Right, I was going to do the wash. So normally I do prefer a warm skin shade or a soft shade. What's it called? Wash. But I'm running out, so I prefer to use this for faces. So what other ones do I have? I've got quite a few from the old war paints. Oh, light tone. Oh, there's loads in that one. So we'll go for that one. Or sepia. I think they kind of be the same, really. Sepia, light tone. We'll go light tone. So this basically, I'm going to put this over anything I've done in metallic, even though the metallics that I've used are the speed paint range. I still find these cover, they cover too well. And these need to be thinned down, I would have thought. Again, I'm not much of a one for thinning down paints. I should do, but I don't. And I'm sure if the metallic silver was thinned down, it would probably have more of the contrasty look. But say this goes on too well, too uniformed. So that's why I like to chuck a wash on over the top. Again, just to sort of dirty it up, add a bit of contrast because obviously it'll go into the the good old nooks and crannies. So this is going to go over all the metallic bits and a few of the unpainted bits like the teeth, so they can have some of this. Yeah, all these bullets at the back. So there's quite a bit that's going to get this. And then I need to decide whether or not to paint this grey or leave this as it is, because basically I want it to look like tarmac. I mean, it does have a bit of a look of tarmac. Basically, this was just primed black and then dry brushed white. Um, so yeah, I might leave it as it is. But we'll do this first, and then we'll get to the floor. Rightio. So yeah, if you watch me do a wash, you may need to look away because I do washes like a bath. I literally smother stuff with it. Um, Again, it's just because I like things to look like they're not nice and neat and new. I like them to be weathered, weathered, beaten, bruised, battered. There we go. So yeah, so I possibly do put washes on a little heavy-handed. That's just me. Again, this is why I always say in some of the videos where I paint things, we're all different in what we like the look of. So you don't have to like the look of how I've painted something for you to then go and paint your things in the way you like it. Does that make sense? I think so. Yeah. So the good old teeth, they can have some of this wash as well. And the other thing I like with the washes, if there's anywhere that I've been painting and I've not quite painted all of it, there's like say a little smidgen of a gap of something that's not been painted, putting a wash over it just seems to fill the gaps in, which I kind of like as well. So it's another reason why I like doing washes. They fill in every last little gap. Get a bit more of this because I've been using quite a bit. Mm -mm -mm. So yeah, I kind of treat washes as more baths. So I should really buy like big bottles of this stuff. But so I have made my own up actually. I've got a black wash and a sepia wash. Um, Not too bad. I typically use them more on like terrain pieces that I need a load of a wash on. But yeah, I must admit I do like washes. So yeah, before obviously using speed paints, this is this is going back 4 years or more. When I used to paint miniatures and not enjoy it. I paint the miniature in like block sort of acrylic colours, stick a wash on, look at it and think, I mean that's why the first couple of years I had this channel, I probably only painted not even half a dozen miniatures, I think, in the first couple of years, just because I hated it. Didn't like it, no good at it, didn't like the results. And then good old slapchop. And obviously, I know it's been around for hundreds of years. It goes by, was it Grizel? I think that's like the under, under shadow painting. Oh, I can't think. I think Grizel stands for something that is meant to be like under leaf painting or something like that. Again, me and my memory, they got no chance of remembering. Yeah, run out of wash already. I'll quickly check something. There's just a few more bits I think to bath, um, and then we'll well we'll do something with the floor, um, just to get that. Well, going to get it complete, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I was going to stream obviously till 10, but we had the little issue where everything froze apart from my voice. Um, but we'll carry on until I get this done. Um, and also thank Mulder Gamecron for his lovely donation. As what I kind of was doing in the past when I used to live stream, I would do a live stream and have like a set time, whatever it was. But then if people did tip me or donate, then I'd like extend it. Not that I'm saying you have to tip or donate. I'll do a live stream for like a set amount of time. Um, but then if people did tip and donate, then yeah, I'd extend it for longer, basically. Just as way as obviously saying thank you. Yeah, I'll stay here longer and paint more or waffle more. Right, there's probably some bits I'm going to miss because I always miss bits when it comes to painting. Um, but what I'm going to do next is I'm going to paint the bits of the floor that are obviously supposedly underneath the tarmac, as I'm still not sure whether I need to really paint that. Because I know what I've done in the past is I've done something similar to this with rocks. I've painted the rock, primed it in black, done the dry brush in white, then gone over the rock with a grey, which has almost completely taken away any of the contrast look. And then I've done more dry brushing. So that's why I'm contemplating just leaving that as it is, and then just doing like say two double yellow lines, um, which is what I think I probably will do. More wash. That's what I wanted. Um, right, I'm just going to pop in the my Facebook page again. Just 'cause, again, when I do come to doing like scheduling live streams, I will be leaving details on my Facebook page, just so you know what days and times. Well, I'll be online really. Um, so I'm still going to try a few more times out. I think Friday I might say do an early live stream. So I might start one, say 6 o'clock in the morning in the UK. I can't see there being many people on, but as you never know, it's worth me trying it just in case that seems to be a good time that people can watch. And typically my live streams are normally 2 hours. Um, but as I say, sometimes I go on longer. Definitely, obviously, if people do their donating or whatever. But yeah, typically at least 2 hours. Depends on building or painting really, and obviously the time of day. So, because in the UK now it's what just gone 10:30 in the evening. Um, but so my sleep pattern for the last 3 weeks has just been nuts because it's been so warm. I've been getting up early in the morning, and when I say early, not last night, the night before, I woke up at 3, couldn't sleep, so I got up at 3, sat at my desk, did some painting, then went back to bed at 9:30 in the morning, and then woke up at about 1:30, 2 in the afternoon, and then that was it. I was just completely out of sorts, and I think last night or this morning I went to bed about 1:30, watched the TV till about 3 before falling off. So yeah, this heat, it's messed up my sleep pattern, that's for sure. Right. And obviously I've got to do his mouth, his eyes, teeth, and that. Um, but that's fine. Other than that, I think the bike could be done. It looks like everything's got a wash on it. Yeah, I think so. Let's clean that. Right. So what colour? Well, I guess because it's the colour of the Armageddon, the floor seems to be like the obviously a sandy, dusty colour. So I think I am going to go with a colour of yellow. Um, is it a yellow? I haven't really thought too much about what I was going to do with the floor. Oh, that one was like a yellowy, orangey sort of colour of ancient honey. I think that's what we'll do the floor with. So yeah, hi to anyone who's just jumped on. Obviously, I'm painting this, which kind of was or is good old wazdakka gutsmek. Absolutely love orc names. Obviously, love orcs. I'd already painted one of these, so I didn't want to do exactly the same. Although it's probably not too far off how the other one looks. Apart from obviously a little bit of difference where I've changed it, done a little bit of kit bashing, not a lot. I've taken the big gun that's meant to be on the front, stuck it behind him. I mean, obviously in a real life situation, that would just take his arm right off by shooting his arm. But this is an orc vehicle, so by the power of fault, the gun misses him, gets all his enemies, and obviously then extended the front wheel just because, really. Um, the video when it comes out will show me doing all of this and the fact that there's metal rods that go in the back in the wheel, so obviously he won't come off and he is nice and securely on there. But yeah, so I'm going to paint these little gaps around the edge with the ancient honey, because this is meant to be like a sandy, deserty sort of area, and obviously this is meant to be the tarmac. I mean, with the road that he's on. So I might actually do this, and then I might do some of the pigment. I do like using the pigment powder, so maybe we'll do some of that. We'll see. Again, I kind of have rough ideas, but then they change as well as I get to them. It is a cool model. I must. Well, this is what I love. All the orc stuff. Although what I am going to do from now on though is I'm going to kit bash a lot more. Um, I haven't got anything here, but a lot of the sort of typical vehicles for these guys, like the off-roader four-wheel vehicles, I'm going to get one of them and make it look so it doesn't even look anything like a vehicle. Yeah, I want to kit bash it so much. It's yeah, it's unrecognizable from what it should be. Uh, Again, just so it's a bit of fun, so it's different. And obviously, if I'm going to try and sell it on eBay, it might sell better because it's a unique, one of a kind thing rather than just bog standard, same as everyone else. Except on eBay, there's a lot of pro painted stuff. So all my stuff on eBay, it's not pro painted, it's just pre painted. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave the road as it is. Kind of like it, even more so now doing this bit. It does make that stand out more like it is a sort of tarmacked road. Cool. So to do the yellow lines, I'll obviously do a little bit of masking. Should have some masking stuff here. So you guys got these like the rolls of tape. So it's like a low tack tape. Obviously great for masking off things really. I think down this side we'll just do like double yellow lines. Just bring it near me just so I can try and get this right. But it's probably easier if I do another line and then that one I can remove after. Like that. Right. And then one more. Minutes plus. Your first eBay listing was a model. The model was removed and your account permanently blocked because eBay didn't think it was real. what, what was it you made? Well, I love the stuff you do because you do kit bash some weird and wonderful items. What did they think it was like AI or something? Could have a couple of days. Can't even talk. A couple of days to reinstate the account, and by that point, the video for it been gone, been and gone. Oh no! what was it you'd put on there then? Um, yeah, 'cause I love the things you make because they're wacky. Cool. Yes, I put obviously loads of strips on. The reason being, sometimes when I do a strip and then try and do like a gap and another strip, it doesn't always work. So by putting several lines in, makes it easier. Then I can just pull out the two, and then obviously the lines should be nice and sort of equally distanced away. uh, He says, fingers crossed. The Krieg horseman. You swap the horse with the rider. It's difficult to explain to them over the phone. Uh, uh, right, so I do it right. So for this, because obviously I want to do the yellow line, but I don't want it to look like a perfect yellow line. So what I'm going to kind of do is it's almost like dry brushing, really. But I've still got it. Yes, I've got like a little sponge that I've kind of like pulled bits off, although it's still not as rough as it probably should be. But yeah, going to use that. And then obviously a normal acrylic yellow. So I'm going to go with warped yellow for this, I think. Um, I'll say, yeah, no, warped yellow because the other one's a bit more orangey looking. So what we'll do, doesn't want to come out. Let's get a sharp pokey stick. Gosh, there we go. If in doubt, stick a sharp pokey stick in it. And there we go. So yeah, because obviously I don't want the yellow line to look too well. I don't want it to look fresh and neat, basically. Um, so that's hopefully by loading up my little sponge and then getting rid of a lot of the paint from the sponge. Uh, and then kind of just, that's probably still a bit too much actually. And then, as I say, a little dab will do ya, kinda. Hope that looks rough and ready enough. Let's just put a few bits back, and then we'll pull off the tape and see what's happening. Raven's gaze. What am I doing? I don't know. Does anyone know? What am I doing? I am doing. It's kind of the take. Well, it is old wazdakka gutsmek, but as you can see, I've kind of changed it a little bit. As I've extended the front wheel by quite a bit. I've put his machine gun behind his arm, so it's probably going to take his arm clean off when he turns the machine gun on. And I'm painting, I guess, is the big thing that I'm doing. Well, I nearly finished. Obviously, started him earlier on, and yeah, there's only a few bits left to do. Obviously, pull this off, tidy up the rim of the base, then have fun trying to do. Oh, he's got goggles on, hasn't he? So I haven't got to do eyes, but I've got to try and paint his goggles. I will paint obviously his mouth, his tongue, and his teeth. I was going to put something on his little light, probably. Pardon me. Put some yellow in there. Um, and then he's pretty much done. And the good thing is he's done, and then I'm going to stick him on eBay. So there will be a video out of this. What I'm going to do is obviously I'm going to take some of the footage that I've already shot, take the footage from the live stream, and then this will be turned into obviously a much shorter video that'll be a lot easier to watch rather than watching a 2-3 hour live stream where I spent most of the time just sort of waffling, really. Yeah, green stuff. They're called weathering sticks. Never really used one before, but in there, obviously the whole length of it has got the sponge. So literally, you sort of pull it out, you kind of like rough it up, and then obviously it's good for weathering in. Weathering in, weathering. Again, this is why I don't tend to sort of do live streams for too long, because my brain does go a bit fuzzy. That being said, I think many moons ago I did do a 12-hour live stream. Uh, and yeah, I'm sure by the end of that I was talking absolute nonsense. I have to try and find it just to sort of watch bits of it back. Obviously skip lots of it. Um, but yeah, 12-hour live stream. So typically my live streams normally 2 hours, maybe 3 or 4, depending on what I'm working on really. And obviously if there's people watching. But yeah, right. So yeah, we can now just obviously grab these, pull them off. Oh, get all three. And there we go. We've got some yellow lines. Can't park there, mate. Let's put that back. Put that back. That can go up there. I'm going to have a jelly baby because I've got no cookies. Because my daughter's nicked my cookies. Rightio. So what was I going to paint next? I'm going to paint the rim black. Basically, I'm just putting off doing his eyes and his teeth because they're small. I don't like doing real small, delicate stuff. What am I looking for? For the black, as well grab the red. Oh, it's there, and that back. What's that one weird? Oh, sure. Yeah. So we're going to do obviously black just to sort of tidy up the rim of the base. Then I've got red. Oh, we're not doing his eyes, are we? Because he's got little glasses on. I might just paint the glasses black, and then if I can do a little dob of like silver for the eye bits. But yeah, that is his mouth. I want to paint kind of like a pink color, and then obviously his teeth. I kind of do white, well, grey on whites really. Yeah, the lines have come out there all right, didn't they, maniacs? Yeah, I mean sometimes you do get bleeding underneath, but again, I think that's why rather than sort of like trying to paint the lines fully, using the sponge thing because you're dabbing from above and there's less paint, there's less chance of it sort of bleeding underneath, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so we'll just tidy up the base really. The base sorted. Uh, Con Mad Ben getting finished nicely. Yeah, I must admit I wasn't too sure I would finish him. As I say, if I was doing this without doing live streaming, yeah, probably paint him in like an hour. But I know when I live stream, I think the ratio is typically whatever I think I'm going to get done, I get about 20% done, and that's kind of like almost optimistic. I think it's like I'm aiming to get 20% done of what I would normally, but the chances are it may be even less than that. Right. Let's get. I think what we'll do the pink for the mouth first, just so it has time to dry, and then say I can do a red tongue, teeth. So yes, I'll do the pink first, then I can do the glasses, and then hopefully then by then the pink will be done. So yeah, with these obviously I use a silicone poppet. Obviously these are great. I love using these. Paint typically lasts longer in these than in like just a plain sort of plastic palette. And then overnight it'll all dry. And like the reds dried already, you just literally pop it up and then yeah, peel it off and it's clean and good to go. So that's why I love using these little poppet things. Nice, simple, easy, quick. And obviously it doesn't take up a lot of room on the desk either, which is really nice. Again, far too much pink in there. I don't know why. I should just put like one little drop in, use it, and then if I need more, another drop. For some reason, I always put 2 or 3 drops in at once. So what we're going to do, we'll try and get it into his mouth and do like his lower lip and top lip. Try and get a little bit of pink on there as well. Right, let's just go straight in the mouth. Yeah, far too much, too much paint in here. Not going to use hardly any of that. Mm. Yeah, so I'll do his glasses, and then by the time I've done that, should be able to do his tongue and then his teeth, and yeah, I think he's done after that, so that's pretty cool. Timothy's painting an assault rancor at the moment. Cool. I mean, I haven't got a clue what it looks like, but I'm sure it's cool. Uh, right. So what was I going to do for his glasses? Do them black or do them brown? I think we'll do a brown, but it's not worth doing a wash because there's not a lot there. So let's have a look. Browns do I have? Yeah, dryad brown. It's as good as brown as any other, I guess. Hmm. It's guys, if you haven't already, if you can click the thumbs up on the video. I know you probably would have done that on the previous one. Basically, I was streaming earlier. We had a bit of a technical issue where the screens just froze. No idea why, but yeah, everything just froze. But again, if you can just hit the like button, because it just lets YouTube know that people are interacting with the video, and that seems to be obviously a good sign to them. Uh, so yeah, bit of a thumbs up is always welcomed. Right, brown. Let's see. See, there must be a band. Oh, yeah, I can see the band at the back of his head. Again, this is where I do prefer miniatures that are wearing helmets. You haven't got to mess about doing anything with their eyes then. Oh, I think that's too bad for his glasses. Actually, there's a little bit over his nose where they connect. Took off some. I'm pleased with that. Wasn't too bad. So I hate doing anything I like, just because obviously it's so small. Trying to get the dots to look like they're not cross-eyed or cyclops or whatever. Right, so we'll do a little bit of red on the tongue. I think we will use speed paint for that. Oh wow, 11 o'clock already. Although I'm pleased I was able to get him done because I didn't think I'd do him because yeah, because of the waffling on sometimes. So again, trying to do his tongue, not get too much on the brush. And so yeah, I think the last thing I'm probably going to do on him is just a few teeth, and then I'm done, which is, yeah, pretty pleased with. So yeah, guys, don't forget to check out the Facebook page. I will leave another little link to it. Where is it? There it is. So, because what I'm going to do, say for this week and possibly even next week, I'm still trying to work out what the best times and days are to do live streams. Obviously, I'm painting every day, so yeah, I'm sat here painting. That's kind of why I'm looking at doing more live streams. Not necessarily everyday live streams, but maybe. Um, but when I do sort of come to a conclusion on when I think best times are, best days are, I'll be posting them on my Facebook page. So if you want to keep up to date with when live streams are going to be happening, Facebook page is probably the best place for that. Um, and also on my Facebook page, I am going to put a list of every single item I've got to paint. Because obviously I've got lots of miniatures like these dudes, and there's obviously there are more orcs because there's always going to be more orcs. Yes, there's loads of things I need to paint and want to paint. But I'm going to put them on my Facebook page, just so you guys can have a decision about which ones I do next. And if there's any sort of painting themes or colours, then let me know. Plus, with a lot of basically, I'm looking up here because that's where my part of fun opportunity is. On my shelf, I've got obviously all the boxes. There's a lot of sort of vehicles and bits and bobs, and I want to do more kit bashing. So if you've seen anything you want to see me kit bash, by all means, over on my Facebook page, send me a picture so I can have a little look at what it is you'd like me to have a go at doing. Or you could sort of say, John, take this box and just merge them together and make something. And then that's what I'd have a go at doing. So yeah, so with these live streams, it's not obviously just me painting. The reason obviously I'm painting quite a few miniatures in the last few videos is because my desk has got loads of miniatures that I've started to sort of prime, um, and then obviously like dry brush white. So there's a lot of miniatures on my desk that are ready to be painted, which is why I'm obviously painting them. But I will also in the live streams be doing like the initial bit, getting the bases, maybe even assembling some miniatures straight off the sprues, making the bases up. And I say then with the case of a lot of the vehicle sort of bits and pieces, just having fun and kit bashing. So again, it'd be nice to have your input in, well, in what I do and make, really. So yeah, Alexander, yeah, cheers, buddy. Thanks for being here and watching and all the rest of it. Say, I'm not sure if I'm live streaming tomorrow, but then on Friday I might do an early morning live stream at 6 in the morning on Friday. That does depend on what kind of sleep I get Thursday night. That's kind of my plan at the moment, is to do a live stream Friday morning just to see if there's anyone on, basically. Yeah, because sometimes I am sat at my desk, like yesterday I was sat at my desk at 3 in the morning because when I wake up I can't always get back to sleep, so I woke up at 3, sat at my desk, started painting, and then I went back to bed about 9:30 in the morning, which is another joy of having a YouTube channel, that I can just paint when I want to paint, which is pretty cool. Uh, yeah, I'm going to get a little bit of white, do his teeth, and then I'm going to call it there, because say that is him pretty much done. I normally do like white for the teeth, and then I do a little bit of a wash at the bottom of his teeth, so the bottom of his teeth look dirty and they kind of get cleaner as they go upwards. But because I have to wait for the white to dry, I'm probably just going to paint his teeth white and then do the wash sort of tomorrow. And there we go. He doesn't seem to have many, hasn't got many teeth in his head, has he really? Yeah, worse than me. Right. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Guys, thanks for being here. So I didn't really expect there to be too many people on tonight because of, well, some sort of football match going on earlier. But yeah, no, appreciate everyone that was here. Obviously, it's good to have you all here, and obviously very much. Oh, where's the oh thing not working now? Yeah, very much appreciate. I don't know if they're still on, but Mulder Game Cron for his rather large donation. Very much appreciated. As I say, that will go towards me buying a screen that I can use, well, to help with the streams, basically. So yeah, much appreciated. So guys, yeah, don't forget if you want to check out my eBay link, let's just quickly stick that up as well. Even though I say it is in the description. If you want to buy anything that I've made so far or painted so far, yeah, please check out my eBay page because obviously that goes to help fund my channel, fund me eating, and fund me buying, well, more stuff. So yeah, thanks a lot for everyone being there. Okay, I'm going to try and push a few buttons, look professional, and sort of drift off as I go. He says. If I click on that one, there we go. Okay, guys, yes, you all take care, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.